Alright, the lead in DD and Armarouge versus my Moltres and Landorus. So this is a triple Galarian bird team with Moltres, Zapdos, Articuno, Landorus, Therian, Goldengo, and Amoonguss. The Pokeface will be in the description. So their in DD obviously gets the Psychic Surge up, because that's kind of what it does. And I'm assuming here they're going to set up Trick Room, so I'm interested in going for Fiery Wrath because it's super effective on both. Plus it has the flinch chance onto Indeedee, which is super helpful just so I can deny Trick Room in case Earthquake doesn't kill. But at this point I'm thinking, okay, Fiery Wrath probably does maybe 3/4 of its health, and I would assume that Earthquake would take it out from there, so I'm pretty happy just to Fiery Wrath and Earthquake here, thinking that they're going to die. They end up actually protecting Armarouge, and it's like, okay then. Well, Indeedee dies and I deny Trick Room, which is super good for me. So Landorus moves first, Armarouge obviously protects it, and Earthquake comes out. And it does a little under what I expected, but not terrible. And then it eats the Citrus Berry, which is super interesting. I was not expecting that. So now I'm thinking, okay, I kind of need the flinch. I don't think Fiery Wrath is going to kill from this point, unless I get a crit. There's also the flinch chance. Just anything happening. If anything happens, but nothing happens. So it gets Trick Room up, which is obviously not ideal for me. But I'm thinking, alright, if you Expanding Force, then Moltres kills both, and if you don't, then Landorus kills both. So I'm pretty happy just to Fiery Wrath or Earthquake. I'm thinking that they're probably going to Terra here, and I would find it surprising if they don't. So Indeedee actually protects here, making it survive for one extra turn. He actually uses Armor Cannon onto my Landorus Therian, so I'm Assault Vested. This is not doing that much. So now I'm thinking, okay, Armarouge probably dies. If it doesn't die to Fiery Wrath, it probably is going to die to Earthquake. So Fiery Wrath comes out. Indeedee protects it, lives another turn, and I would think it kills, but I don't know for sure. And it ends up killing, which is good. So now Landorus is just going to waste an Earthquake, not hitting anything since the Moltres is flying, and Indeedee protected. And now I'm thinking what the next Pokemon could be. So the Torkoal actually starts coming out. And that's okay. I mean, it has Sun boosted, Charcoal boosted eruptions, which really isn't great for me. And I'm thinking, alright, so Moltres probably isn't going to be able to live this. And Landorus might if I Terra Water. The issue with Terra Water is that if they Psychic or use any other attack on Landorus, then I just waste my Terra and lose it. So I'm thinking, is it really worth the Terra here? Obviously I want to protect Moltres, but is the Terra really worth it? And I definitely could have considered going for the Terra Water Terra Blast, but the only thing is that the Sun weakens it, plus Earthquake is Stab. So, here comes the Terra Water with the Water Fountain on the head, and this Tiger is ready to wreak some havoc back in Scarlet and Violet. Does his little roar, and now he's ready to go. So, Moltres protects because it's the fastest thing on the field right now. Torkoal actually goes for the Eruption. I mean, not too surprising. Comes out. Can Landorus live? Landorus does live. Okay. So now I'm thinking, alright, if Indeedee Psychic Size, that's really bad. And it does, so that's just horrible for me. And now I just wasted my Terra. And it actually probably would have been more beneficial to not Terra at all. So now I'm really not in the best position, to be honest. But right now I thought, okay, they only have one more turn of Trick Room when they actually had two. But I only thought they had one, so I'm thinking, alright. I can send in Zapdos. If they don't double up onto that slot, then I get the free Focus Sash proc and I can just kill one of them. But if they do end up doubling onto that slot, then I just instantly lose it. So I might actually be interested in just double protecting here, just so that I don't end up getting killed, and I can stall a turn of Trick Room. So I actually see here that they have 2 turns of Trick Room left, which kind of foils my plans. So that's really not good. Since I protected last turn with Moltres, I don't want to risk it all on double protect. So I'm happy to just Fiery Wrath and thinking, okay, Moltres is probably going to die here, which isn't great, but I mean, I have Articuno in the back. So here comes the protect from Zapdos. I think I made the right play here, because obviously they're going to double up onto Zapdos, because why would you use a Psychic move on a Dark type? Eruption comes out. Do I live with Moltres is the question. I don't think so, but I might. I actually do end up living, which is great. So now Berserk comes out, which increases my special attack by 1 stage, plus I eat the Citrus Berry, which heals me up a little bit. Usually the Citrus Berry activates and I go over half, which means that next time I get hit, Berserk activates again, and that's just a really good situation for me, but unfortunately not this time. They Psychic my Galarian Zapdos, but it doesn't do anything since I'm protected, and that's some really good damage on both. Now Eruption isn't going to be doing nearly as much, and I'm actually fairly confident that I can live with Galarian Zapdos even without the Sash. So they actually have Blast Spear as the last Pokemon, which, I mean, they still have another turn of Trick Room. Ice types are really strong against this team, and I'm really not happy to be eating a Glacial Lance, which is what I expected, although I don't even think it gets Glacial Lance. So I'm happy just to sacrifice Articuno, because what's it really doing here? Zapdos is like way more valuable in this endgame than Articuno, so I'm expecting, okay, Earthquake, Glacial Lance, I protect, Trick Room comes out, but I actually don't think it gets Glacial Lance, so it ends up going for the Icicle Crash instead, but it also goes for the Terra. So the logic behind this Terra is that it doesn't instantly die to any of my fighting moves from Galarian Zapdos. Although they would have gone first, and they also had Torkoal in case I was Sash, but whatever. So they do end up going for the Terra here into Glastrier, and Torkoal's Eruption comes out after my Protect. Here we go. And I didn't think Articuno was going to live this one attack, but it actually ends up taking it fairly well. And now I'm thinking, alright, well, I mean, I'm probably going to die to Glacial Lance, but it actually doesn't get Glacial Lance, so it gets Icicle Crash instead, and it does kill. So, to be honest, that's kind of better. If Articuno lived there, then I would have been in a little bit of a worse situation, but that's alright. Chilling Neigh activates, and it boosts Glashier's attack. Trick Room and Psychic Terrain are gone, so now I'm thinking, alright, I outspeed, Moltres probably does a lot of damage to both, Zapdos with Close Combat Thunderous Kick does some good damage to both as well, so now it just really comes down to who gets the final blow. If they have priority, then I think I'm kind of done for, but I don't think Glastrier learns any priority moves, so I'm pretty happy just to Close Combat and Fiery Wrath. Here comes the Close Combat. And it does a little under a half, which really isn't great for me, because if I didn't have Moltres here, then I wouldn't be able to win that. So, here it comes. And luckily for me, it does kill Torkoal, does do some damage in Glastrier, and a flinch would be nice, but I think I have Sash. Either way, it's not winning. And it does actually flinch, which is really good for me, but, I mean, yeah. So now I'm thinking, alright, there's really no way they can win. I'm hoping to show off the Thunderous Kick animation, but they just end up forfeiting. And that's the battle, so thank you all for watching, and I hope you have a good day.